First of all, thank you to so many that were involved in the preparations and on the day itself for our beautiful Mass we celebrated last Sunday on Pentecost. I think special thanks are due to Father Matt for his most inspiring homily, linking his youth mission to the work of the Holy Spirit. And he reminded us that the power that works within us when we truly open our hearts. Now, after Lent and Holy Week and the whole season of Easter, we enter a period of major feasts that are of great theological depth. On Thursday last week, it was Jesus Christ, eternal High Priest. Today, the Most Holy Trinity. Next week, the body and blood of Christ. And on the Friday afterwards, the most sacred heart of Jesus. These feasts challenge us in very complex ways because in our simple human terms, they're beyond understanding. And yet they speak to us of the fundamental truths of our faith. And so today, the Most Holy Trinity. Now, I don't claim to be any kind of competent theologian. So when I'm faced with this kind of feast, I turn to the writings of others that have come before me. And I thought, well, Cwmbran, there's a good name, he'll know what to say. But there's a story of how a priest friend of his asked him how he should explain the Holy Trinity in his preaching. And Cwmbran gave him a very simple reply. He said, "Don't try." So that didn't help me at all. But the mystery of the Trinity is a basic doctrine of faith. We can't understand it with our heads, we have to understand it with our hearts. It teaches us, of course, that there are three distinct persons in one God, sharing the same divine nature, co-equal and co-eternal. Now, our minds can't really grasp this doctrine, which teaches that 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. But we can believe in the mystery because Jesus, who is God, taught it very clearly. The evangelists recorded it. The fathers of the church tried to explain it. And the great councils of Nicaea and Constantinople made it a dogma of our faith. There are good, clear teachings in the New Testament on the Holy Trinity. At the Annunciation, God the Father sends his angel to Mary. God the Holy Spirit comes down on her, and God the Son becomes incarnate in her womb. And then at the baptism of Jesus, when he receives baptism from John the Baptist, the Father's voice is heard, and the Holy Spirit appears as a dove and descends upon him. And then, of course, at the Ascension, Jesus gives us the missionary command to baptize those who believe in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. But still, how do we understand that mystery? Well, I turn to another great Catholic apologist, Frank Sheed, who gave a very interesting explanation. He started thinking about our own human nature. Each one of us exists in a material form, but also spiritual form. And we have an idea of ourselves. We can think about ourselves. We can reflect on us, and we can grow to know ourselves. He suggested that that's similar to the relationship between God the Father and the Son. God the Father is spiritual, able to know himself. He has an idea of himself. But his knowledge is limitless. That idea of himself is perfect and perfectly complete. But to be perfect, the idea or the word has to share in God's own existence. The word has to actually be a divine person. And so God the Father, from all eternity, knowing himself, eternally engenders the Son, the perfect image of the Father. And then, of course, since both the Father and the Son are infinitely good and beautiful, as soon as they know each other, they love each other. Now, when we think about ourselves, when we begin to know ourselves as we really are, and then to love ourselves that way, we want the best for ourselves. We're glad that we exist. But God's love, like his knowledge, is limitless, infinite, and so this love too must be infinite and so intense, so full, that it shares fully in the divine existence. This love is a divine person, the Holy Spirit. So back to ourselves. We need to respect ourselves and others. Our living belief in the presence of the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, within us should encourage us to respect and honour ourselves and everyone else. We need to see the Trinity as the model for our Christian families. They will become truly Christian when we live in a relationship of love with God and with others. We're called to become more like that triune God, as we say, the Holy Trinity, through our relationships. We need to love, in the horizontal sense, all the people with whom we come into contact. And we must love, in a vertical relationship, our God. If we do that, our life can become Trinitarian, just like that of our God.